And the command line is what you have here. And that is also probably what you are thinking of when you are thinking of Linux. Just want to see if someone asked a question. Oh, that was Pedro who shared the Q&A document. Okay, that's good. Yes, so this picture here, that shows pretty good how it looks on the command line. And that is also what you have here. This is logged into Tetralit. And this is how it looks when you are logged into Kebnekaise. And this is how it looks on my personal computer, which is also running Linux. And I'm showing you this just to show you how the different prompts can look. And as you can see on Tetralit, they are using this, they are showing you your username and what node you are logged into, but they are not showing you the whole path here, which is otherwise common. On, for instance, Kebnekaise, if I had moved to a directory that looked like this, it would show it here in the prompt, and it also does so in my desktop. Oops, wait. I have hit something there. So, see, then it shows that you are now in the directory desktop, as you can see. So it varies from system to system how they choose to show you that you are in a specific directory. So that NSC will show you only the most closest directory to where you are, which is in this case my username named directory on this. You can always use PWD to see which place you're in. Yeah, that is a full directory path. But otherwise, often it's showed in the prompt. There are advantages and disadvantages to that. It's easy to see where you are, but if you're in a sub directory, it might be that the prompt gets very long. And prompts are usually shown with one of these symbols. You can see here it's the $, and that means it's running a bash system. And if it was, for instance, C shell, it would be this instead. And it depends on what type of shell is running. And shells is also described under the Linux terminology, but it's simply a way of, maybe I should show you. Let's see. I think I mentioned shells. I thought I mentioned shells. There, yes. Yeah. A shell is a command line interpreter. So there are bash, which is based on the original shell, and the C shell, which also is one of the original shells, and there's a lot of different ones also. And it varies a little bit how you enter commands into them, but most of the ones that are run on the supercomputers are running bash. And the reason for that is that the Slurm system that is used to run the batch system for the jobs, which we're not going to talk about otherwise, but that is only compatible with the bash shell. So because of that, that is used in most places. It's also very good for writing scripts in, so that's another reason. So command line interface is often shortened to CLI. And the opposite of that is GUI, and that is graphical user interface. And that is maybe what you are most used to. And that's where you generally use a mouse or similar for navigating. So this is a graphical user interface that I have here. The command line interfaces, they often give access to more capabilities, And it's also very practical and fast, usually, especially if you're logged into some remote system where you just have one small terminal and are going to write in. Then it's much faster than if you had to run a GUI on that system. Of course, you can run ThinLink, which actually is pretty fast. So this is more or less what I just mentioned here. And there is one more thing that is important. That is, if you're copying any of the code snippets in this, don't copy the prompt. Only copy the stuff after it. So if I route CD desktop, for instance, then you should only copy this part, not also this here. So that's just what I meant. And there will be some examples here that you can copy. So, and for those of you who are using Tetralit, please make sure that you can now log in if you haven't done so otherwise. Because when you have done that, then there is a few commands that I would like you to try here if you haven't already. So please log in to whatever Linux system you're using, either it's Tetralit or some other supercomputer or some local cluster or your own computer. Open a terminal there in any case. So, and while you do that, I will show you how it looks with ThinLink. ThinLink client. And you can see here, you get this small window popped up here. And I already have the server put in. So if you're using ThinLink, then you just put the server name here, you put your username, and then you type in your password. Like this. And it's important you type the password because while it will ask for it, it will usually fail if it doesn't get it here. So let's try connect. And then you can see it will also ask for the verification code here. So I will go to my mobile phone and then I will find the verification code and type it in. And then click OK. And it takes a little while and then it opens. And you can see here that is running XFCE desktop client. And this little mouse here is a symbol they usually have. So if you haven't changed the background yourself, it will often look like this. The applications you find here, and you can go down to System, and then there will be a terminal that you can open like that. And you can see it looks very much like the terminal I opened. So that is one way to get a terminal if you don't have one on your own machine. So you can use this, or you can use a regular SSH. I'm going to close this away for a little while. So I'm going to hope that people have been able to log in. And I will then type ls, and you can see there is simply nothing there. And you can then create a file. I will just show you one thing. I will go up one and do ls to show you where something is actually shown here. And that is all the people who have a directory in this course project storage. So when I went up one, you can see it says users here. So I'm now in this directory here above it. So I can go down into my own directory again. Like this. Show there's nothing. Then I will create a file. I'll just call it my file text. And touch is just a command to create a file. There will be nothing in the file. So just do ls again, you can see there is now a file. mkdir is the command to make a directory. So I will just call it mydir because I'm not very inventive. So I'll do ls again, and you can see there's now a directory and a file. And on this system, directories will be shown in a different color than just a regular file. So you can see these are directories, these are files. And try do this. And I'll wait maybe 2 minutes or something to make sure people have tried this.